Children of Zeta, Book 1 of the Zeta Trilogy by Mortin. Copyright 2023. Read for you by the author. Chapter 1. The passages in this part of the old fortress were poorly lit and dank. Monsignor Houseman, codenamed Spider, was more than willing to endure a little bit of discomfort in order to make this rendezvous. He'd been hiding for years, waiting for word from the Supreme Council of the Order to activate him and his Black Ops team. When no word came and his resources were running low, Houseman decided it was time to act. He used the encryption device issued by the Black Ops team leaders and sent coded messages to his most trusted team members. He had no idea who might still be alive. Not only had the Order's role in covert ops been exposed, but the Supreme Council had been compromised, and many of the records within the Temple Archive opened to public scrutiny. Despite these setbacks, the many-layered protocols implemented ages ago ensured that links to the hidden accounts and staff records were isolated and untraceable, even by those hated Madrons and their bimbo friends from that backwater planet. They may think the Order is defeated, but setbacks mean nothing to an organization whose long-term plans spanned multiple centuries. The intergalactic fools who now support the creation of Zeta will find that their precious experiment is far more vulnerable to failure than they imagined. Spider heard the shuffle of feet from up the hall. He carefully rounded the corner, his silenced weapon drawn as an act of caution, and made his way toward the hidden chamber where his team was to meet. He saw a figure in the shadows and heard the passphrase his team was instructed to use. Moving toward the man, Spider said the reply phrase. He signaled for silence and led the man down a nearby tunnel that appeared to just be a storeroom. Behind a stack of wine barrels, Spider pressed a stone in the wall, and a door swung silently open. The men entered quickly, closing the door behind them. A flick of a switch provided light and revealed that they were the first to arrive. Spider grasped hands with his accomplice, codenamed Orca. Good to see you, man. I hope most of the others will find their way here, but we'll know soon enough, said Spider. Most, but not all, will come. Leopard and Panther will be here, but Ape was found out, and took his life rather than be caught. Snake, Scorpion, Reptile, and Salamander should be here also. That will be enough for our purposes. We're planning a long-term assault. Vengeance is sweetest when it can be savored, and when they don't see the axe falling until it's too late, said Spider with a wicked grin. The two men chatted about past assignments while they waited. Soon the other four men arrived, and discussion began in earnest of how to destroy Zeta. What they really needed was someone on the inside, on Zeta, someone in their teens or 20s who could be persuaded to work for the Order or be manipulated into helping them. Orca had a nephew who was a recent graduate and was open to helping them with the right motivation. We need a complete list of everyone under 30 living on Zeta. Can that nephew of yours get that for us, Orca? Asked Spider. The kid is a whiz with robotics, so once he's on Zeta, he'll probably be able to gather the intel. We'll have to be ultra careful about communication, though. I know that sounds a bit paranoid, but they seem to have a secure network that is more advanced than even the military. Not sure where they got it. Again, we need more intel, said Orca. If no one else has anything that we can put on the ground, then let's start with this nephew. How can he lay a foundation for the counter-revolution on Zeta? Asked Spider. The discussion was thorough, covering everything from causing the younger generation to mistrust the founders to creating social chaos that could only be solved with the benevolent hand of the Order. The best plans seemed to be to sow discord, lay low, and feed the unrest until the rebellion had enough power to invite the Order back onto Zeta. That would be sweet revenge. Let's start recruiting both men and women to work on Zeta and infiltrate the Madrons, especially Derek Madron. He may be a whale of a man today, but he's still male, and some women really like big men. Let's get someone in there to mess up his life. There are other Madrons and their children that we can also include. That pretty niece and her school are ripe for charges of embezzlement or even child abuse.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?